me about when you were first diagnosed and what went through your mind from a cycling standpoint.
Sure. I mean, it was a shocking day, huge surprise. I didn't expect that I could be a type 1 diabetic, at 19 years old. It didn't help, that the medical team, they said, like you said, type 1 diabetes is one of the most difficult conditions to manage. They said, yeah, endurance cycling is an extreme sport. Trying to combine them is going to be almost impossible. And the recommendation on that day was, you can do a mile. And I just burst into tears, a mile. These stages here in Utah are going to be over 100 miles each, So thankfully I remember watching Team Novo Nordisk racing on the TV, and it stood out to me, oh guys, these guys can do it, why can't I do it? And they motivated me to overcome this obstacle.
What difference, pre-diabetic and now diabetic, what do you do differently personally? What do you have to make sure?
So in order to perform at our best, we need to manage our diabetes correctly, and that means keeping our blood glucose in a target range, not too high, not too low. So constantly we're checking our sugar levels. We're wearing a continuous glucose monitor. And so everything that we eat, we're calculating, okay, how many carbohydrates is in this? How much insulin do I need to take on board? Am I going to be starting exercise soon? And even throughout the race, we'll be doing the same. So, I mean, our diet is, it's the same diet as an athlete, just we're more in tune of exactly what each piece of food is going to do to our blood sugar levels.
In terms of the monitoring, are you monitored as you race, and does that information go to a team manager, a car, a doctor, obviously?
Yeah, so the device we wear is transmitted wirelessly to a receiver, which we either carry on our pocket or on the handlebars at the stem of the bike. So the medical team in the car, the manager, they won't see the data. But if we see something that we don't want approaching, maybe we need a Coke, maybe we need to get our insulin, we may drop back to the car, they'll help us out, or a teammate will help you out. And that's what's unique about this team, everyone on board they'll understand, oh, Stephen, maybe he needs a Coke, they'll pick up on it. We all have a unique understanding of each other, and yeah, it's pretty unique.
Let's talk about this race. A little different than Ireland in terms of your terrain, isn't it?
Just a bit. Lots of mountains here, and for the past week I've been just taking photos left, right and center of the beautiful scenery, and yeah, it's very green in Ireland, and we've got big mountains here. It's beautiful.
The temperatures, I know you wherever you race around the country and around the world, temperatures do change, but is this a particularly difficult environment for you, coupled with the diabetes as well? Hydration is always an issue.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, of course, you've got the high temperatures, you've got the elevation, the high altitude to deal with here, and even the long climbs, you've just got the sun beating down on you. So for the first couple of days, all those factors do affect the diabetes control, your ratio of carbohydrates to insulin, and it takes a while to get a handle on it, but not impossible. So yeah, we've kind of experienced the heat elsewhere, as you said, and maybe the altitude elsewhere. So now we have like 3 or 4 factors combined, and just trying to get a handle on it before Monday.
I'm guessing next to diet and hydration, for an Irishman, sunscreen might be an important issue.
Absolutely. Some of the Australian teammates of mine are like, you'll be fine, no worries. I'm like, if I don't wear it, you'll be laughing at me later. So every morning before the ride.
What's your biggest concern as you approach your first tour of Utah?
I mean, I've never really raced such a big tour at elevation with a lot of climbing, That'll be a concern to me. I'm a small guy, but I'm not as light as a climber, so all of these big climbs will be a worry for me. Hopefully I can get over them and help our climbers as such, And
finally, what stage is the most conducive to you, do you believe?
None. No, we'll see. I haven't really highlighted anyone that's going to be focused on me. We've kind of set out Javier Mejias as our team leader, and each day it's just going to be support him, keep him up in the GC and go for the stages. So for the rest of us, we haven't really aimed specifically on each stages, maybe go for the breakaways if the opportunity arises, but primary goal is look after the big man, Javi.
Good. Stephen, thanks.